One man walks into Vice City carrying $2 million and enough cocaine to make him rich for life. 5 minutes later, everyone around him is dead. The money is gone, the drugs have vanished, and the only survivor suddenly owes the crime family a fortune he never stole. That man is Tommy Vercetti, and before this story ends, he'll become the most powerful crime boss in Vice City. The year is 1986. Tommy Vercetti has just spent 15 years in prison after taking the fall for the Forelli crime family. Now he's finally free. His old boss, Sonny Forelli, doesn't trust him, but he does see an opportunity. Sonny sends Tommy to Vice City with lawyer Ken Rosenberg to oversee a drug deal and rebuild the Forelli family's influence. Tommy lands at Vice City Airport and meets Ken Rosenberg. Ken is a non-stop nervous chatter. He's terrified of the city's criminal underworld. He drives Tommy through Vice City while warning him about every gang and every dangerous neighborhood they pass. Tommy doesn't care about the warnings, he's here to do business. Tommy arrives at the docks with Harry, Lee, and the Forelli money. The exchange begins without any problems. Then armed men suddenly surround the deal. Gunfire erupts from every direction.
Oh, shit!
Tommy barely escapes with Ken while everyone else is cut down. The drugs disappear. The money disappears. Tommy came to Vice City to make Sonny rich, but now he has lost everything. Tommy calls Sonny. Sonny immediately explodes with anger. He doesn't care that Tommy survived. He only wants his money back. Tommy promises he'll recover everything.
You have my personal assurance that I'm going to get you your money back, and the drugs, and I'm going to mail you the dicks of those responsible.
Hey, I already know that.
But now he has a deadline hanging over his head. Sonny gives him one chance to fix the disaster before the Forelli family comes looking for him. Tommy needs answers fast. Ken points Tommy toward Colonel Juan Garcia Cortez, a wealthy businessman hosting one of the biggest parties in the city. Cortez has connections with almost everyone worth knowing. Tommy heads to his luxury yacht, hoping someone there can identify the attackers. The yacht is packed with celebrities, politicians, criminals, and powerful businessmen. Tommy meets Colonel Cortez, who welcomes him with open arms.
Buenas noches. I understand you are here on the behalf of Mr. Rosenberg.
Cortez introduces him to music producer Kent Paul, who claims he hears everything happening on the streets. Tommy also meets Lance Vance, who recently lost his brother Victor under mysterious circumstances. Everyone has information, but nobody has real answers yet. Kent Paul suggests looking into the city's drug trade.
There's some chef come trumpet shifter who builds that kitchen of Hotel on Ocean Drive.
Kent Paul sends Tommy to Chef Brian Forbes, a drug cook connected to local dealers. Tommy catches Chef before he can disappear and forces him to reveal information. Chef tries to escape, but Tommy kills him before he can warn anyone else. Tommy steals Chef's phone and learns that someone higher up organized the ambush. One clue leads to another, but who is sitting at the top? Colonel Cortez asks Tommy for a favor. A French security expert named Gonzalez has stolen valuable military equipment from him. Cortez wants the problem removed quietly. Tommy tracks Gonzalez through the city. Gonzalez realizes he's being hunted and runs for his life. Tommy chases him before finally finishing him off. Gonzalez dies without explaining anything. Cortez immediately has another job. He needs stolen military hardware recovered before rival gangs get their hands on it. Tommy raids the location, fights through armed guards, and steals the equipment. The mission proves Tommy can handle dangerous work without hesitation. Cortez begins trusting him more, but trust always comes with bigger risks. Kent Paul finally uncovers another lead. A man named Leo Teal may know who organized the ambush. Tommy races across the city before Teal can meet his contact. He corners Teal in a shopping mall. Teal refuses to cooperate, so Tommy guns him down before he can escape. Teal dies, but Tommy overhears enough to identify another suspect. Tommy is finally getting closer to finding answers. Every clue now points toward Ricardo Diaz, one of Vice City's most powerful drug lords. Diaz controls massive cocaine shipments and has a reputation for extreme violence. Nobody crosses him and survives for long. Tommy needs proof before making a move. Before Tommy can confront Diaz, Colonel Cortez introduces him to Avery Carrington, a wealthy Texas businessman looking for someone willing to get their hands dirty. Unlike the old-school mafia, Avery understands the future. Vice City isn't just about drugs anymore. Real estate is becoming the next battlefield. He encourages Tommy to think bigger.
Now, the property business isn't all about highfalutin paper pushing. It's about dirt, and the will to claim that dirt. You with me, son?
Oh, yeah.
Own businesses, control neighborhoods, buy the city instead of merely stealing from it. Tommy listens carefully. He isn't ready to build an empire yet, but the idea stays with him. Avery offers good money, and his first task is simple. A construction company refuses to sell valuable property. Tommy intimidates one of the workers by destroying equipment and creating chaos across the site. The terrified foreman quickly changes his mind. Tommy earns his payment and learns that fear often works faster than negotiation. Avery immediately raises the stakes. A rival businessman is about to inspect a property that Avery wants. Tommy disguises himself as a golfer, sneaks onto the country club, and eliminates the target without warning. Security rushes after him, but Tommy escapes before anyone can stop him. Avery gets the land he wanted because Tommy removed the competition. Finally, Colonel Cortez arranges a meeting between Tommy and Ricardo Diaz. Instead of hostility, Diaz welcomes Tommy into his mansion. Diaz already knows Tommy's reputation from Liberty City. Rather than fighting him, Diaz offers work. Tommy accepts because getting close to Diaz might reveal the truth behind the ambush. Diaz sends Tommy and Lance Vance to protect a drug exchange. Everything appears normal until Haitian gunmen launch another surprise attack.
Shit! Don't worry, I got you covered. Diaz's men are getting cut down!
Bullets fly across the docks as dealers scatter in every direction. Tommy and Lance fight together and barely survive. The drugs are saved, earning Diaz's respect.
I live! Take heads, and it's all down to you. What is your name? Tommy. I see you soon, amigo, I think.
Lance finally reveals the truth. His brother Victor was killed because of Ricardo Diaz. Lance wants revenge more than anything. Tommy now realizes their goals might be connected. If Diaz ordered Victor's death, he could be responsible for the ambush that ruined Tommy's deal. Diaz continues testing Tommy's loyalty. This time, he sends Tommy to recover stolen money from rival dealers. Tommy storms into their hideout, kills everyone standing in his way, and escapes with the cash before reinforcements arrive. Diaz rewards him generously. Every successful mission earns Tommy more trust inside Diaz's organization. Another shipment arrives by boat, and Diaz orders Tommy to oversee the pickup. Cuban gunmen attack from every direction. Tommy protects the cargo while Lance provides covering fire. Together, they drive off the attackers and deliver the shipment safely. Diaz's empire stays intact because Tommy keeps saving it, but Lance grows more convinced that Diaz deserves to die. Without warning, Lance disappears. Tommy searches the city until he receives terrible news. Lance tried attacking Diaz alone and failed. Diaz's men captured him and dragged him to the city junkyard for execution. Tommy races there before it's too late. Tommy storms into the junkyard alone. Diaz's soldiers surround the area with heavy weapons. Tommy cuts through wave after wave of gunmen, while Lance hangs chained inside a scrap crusher. Every second brings him closer to death. Tommy finally reaches Lance, frees him, and the two fight their way out together. Lance owes Tommy his life now, but Diaz knows Tommy rescued him. Tommy's cover is blown. Lance is convinced Diaz ordered the ambush that stole the Forelli money. Waiting any longer only gives Diaz time to strike first. Tommy agrees. Instead of working for the city's biggest drug lord, they're going to replace him. They plan to take down Vice City's most powerful kingpin. Tommy and Lance arrive at Diaz's mansion. Lance attacks from the front while Tommy pushes through the side. Diaz's guards flood the estate with automatic weapons, turning the mansion into a battlefield. Tommy clears room after room while Lance keeps the pressure on outside. Every guard that falls leaves Diaz with fewer places to hide. Tommy finally corners him inside his office. Diaz refuses to surrender and fires until his last bullet. Tommy shoots him dead, ending his reign in a single moment.
Don't do it!
This is from my brother!
I trusted you, Tommy!
Diaz ruled Vice City through fear, but now his empire belongs to Tommy. With Diaz gone, Tommy walks into the mansion as its new owner. The estate is worth millions, but owning it creates a bigger problem. Every gang in Vice City knows Diaz is dead. Tommy has to control his territory before rival crews tear it apart. Colonel Cortez congratulates Tommy on surviving the city's bloodiest power struggle. Cortez has one final favor before leaving the city. The French government has accused him of smuggling military technology, and naval forces are closing in. He asks Tommy to help him escape Vice City one last time. Tommy owes Cortez for opening every important door in the city, so he agrees. Tommy races to Cortez's yacht while soldiers close in from every direction. Helicopters circle overhead, patrol boats surround the harbor. Tommy fights through wave after wave of attackers while protecting Cortez's crew. Heavy gunfire tears across the docks, but Tommy keeps pushing forward. Cortez finally sails away, leaving Vice City behind forever. Before disappearing over the horizon, he tells Tommy that the city now belongs to him. Tommy has lost an ally, but he's gained something even bigger. Running Diaz's empire means making money, not just winning gunfights. Tommy needs legitimate businesses to hide his criminal income. Lawyer Ken Rosenberg suggests buying properties across the city. Every business brings new opportunities, but every purchase also attracts new enemies. Tommy purchases the boatyard, hoping it will provide steady income. The owner agrees to sell, but the business barely earns anything. The only way to increase profits is by proving the boats are still competitive. Tommy enters a dangerous speedboat race through Vice City's waterways. Sharp turns, narrow canals, and armed rivals make every second risky. Tommy wins the race, and the boatyard immediately starts making money. One business is secured, but an empire needs far more than one income source. Meanwhile, Kent Powell introduces Tommy to the rock band Love Fist. The band is wildly popular, but they're completely out of control. Their manager can't keep them alive long enough to finish a concert. Tommy agrees to help because successful celebrities generate powerful connections. But why are so many people trying to kill a rock band? Love Fist's first problem arrives in the form of a crazed stalker carrying explosives. Tommy unknowingly gets inside a limousine that's been rigged with a bomb. The engine cannot stop or the bomb detonates instantly. Tommy races through Vice City at full speed while the band panics in the back seat.
Well, I'm near being injured. We're here struck to get.
We're all going to die. I'm going to get pissed.
Every traffic jam becomes a death sentence. After a frantic chase across the city, the bomb technician finally disables the explosive. Love Fist survives another day, but someone still wants them dead. The band's security problems continue when they need protection during a massive concert. Tommy watches over the venue while keeping aggressive fans and armed attackers under control. The show goes on without disaster. Love Fist pays Tommy well, and his reputation spreads beyond the criminal world. More people now know Tommy Vercetti's name. That attention brings opportunity, but it also attracts dangerous eyes. Tommy also buys the Malibu Club, one of the most famous nightclubs in Vice City. On the surface, it's a successful business. Behind the scenes, it barely breaks even. To turn real profits, Tommy needs something much bigger than alcohol sales. The club becomes the perfect headquarters for organized crime. Tommy learns that Vice City's bank has almost no serious security compared to its massive fortune. Instead of robbing small businesses, he decides to rob the biggest target in the city. Pulling off the job requires a professional crew. Every expert Tommy recruits brings valuable skills, but each one comes with dangerous baggage. Tommy recruits Cam Jones, an experienced thief who recently escaped prison. Cam knows how to crack safes, but he's also wanted by the police. Tommy helps him evade officers long enough to secure his loyalty. One specialist is ready, but a bank robbery needs more than one expert. Next comes Phil Cassidy, a weapons expert with military experience and absolutely no fear of explosives. Phil supplies the heavy firepower needed for the robbery. His reckless personality makes him unpredictable, but Tommy values results more than caution. The crew is almost complete, but every new recruit increases the chance of betrayal. Will everyone stay loyal when millions of dollars are involved? Tommy also recruits Hillary King, the city's best getaway driver. Hillary can escape almost any police pursuit, but he lacks confidence under pressure. Tommy proves his driving skills by beating Hillary in a high-speed race across Vice City. Hillary accepts defeat and joins the crew. The team is finally assembled. The only thing left is to rob one of the most secure banks in Vice City. If the heist succeeds, Tommy won't just be rich, he'll prove he can outsmart the entire city. The crew enters the bank disguised as workers before revealing their weapons. Customers panic while the guards scramble to respond. Cam Jones heads for the vault. Hillary waits outside with the getaway car. Tommy keeps everyone under control while the clock keeps ticking. Every minute inside increases the chance of a police assault. Cam opens the vault and the crew loads bags full of cash. The robbery is a success, but the alarm has already alerted the police. Officers surround the building before the crew can leave. Tommy fights a path through the front entrance while bullets tear across the street. The team reaches the getaway car, but the escape comes at a terrible cost. During the escape, Hillary is shot and killed, leaving Tommy to finish the getaway. The crew loses its best driver, but the money survives. Tommy walks away with millions. The robbery makes headlines across Vice City, but now every criminal knows Tommy is becoming unstoppable. Money alone isn't enough to build an empire. Tommy still needs a way to hide his criminal profits. Lawyer Ken Rosenberg points him toward an old printing business that's barely staying open. Tommy buys the print works and meets its owner, who reveals the equipment can produce something much more valuable than newspapers. What if the business printed money instead? The old presses are converted into a massive counterfeit operation. Tommy brings in specialists, secures supplies, and keeps the police from discovering the operation. Soon, fake money begins flowing across Vice City. The printworks becomes one of Tommy's biggest sources of income. Every successful business makes Tommy richer, but it also paints a larger target on his back. That answer arrives from Liberty City. Sonny Forelli has been patient long enough. For weeks, Tommy has claimed he was recovering the money lost during the drug deal, yet almost none of it has returned. Sonny realizes Tommy is building his own empire instead of rebuilding the Forelli families. Sonny decides to send collectors to Vice City. Forelli collectors begin visiting Tommy's businesses one by one, demanding cash. If they succeed, Tommy's entire operation will slowly be drained. Tommy refuses to surrender a single dollar. Instead, he races across the city, intercepting the collectors before they reach each property. Every crew he eliminates protects another piece of his empire. By the end of the day, Sonny's men are dead, but Sonny himself will not ignore this insult. Tommy keeps expanding while preparing for the inevitable war. He purchases Kaufman cabs only to discover the company is losing customers to a violent rival taxi business. The competition isn't winning through better service. They're destroying Kaufman drivers in the streets. Tommy has no intention of losing a business he just bought. Tommy puts Kaufman drivers back on the road while defending them from constant attacks. Rival taxis ram into every route, trying to force Kaufman out of business. Tommy fights back with even greater force. He destroys the rival company's vehicles until their operation completely collapses. Kaufman Cabs becomes the city's dominant taxi service because Tommy turned a business war into a real one. One more source of income is secured, but another conflict is already growing elsewhere. The Cuban and Haitian gangs are locked in a brutal struggle for control of Vice City's drug trade. Tommy is pulled into the conflict through Humberto Robina, the proud leader of the Cubans. Humberto believes Tommy has what it takes to help his family survive. Tommy accepts the work because stronger allies mean greater protection. Humberto tests Tommy by sending him to recover stolen drugs from Haitian territory. Tommy storms the area, defeats the guards, and escapes with the shipment before enemy reinforcements arrive. The Cubans regain valuable supplies because Tommy succeeds where everyone else failed. Humberto's trust grows immediately. Trust leads to bigger jobs, but the Haitians are now looking for revenge. The fighting escalates when the Cubans discover a Haitian factory producing dangerous narcotics. If the operation continues, the Haitians could dominate the city's drug market. Tommy drives straight into enemy territory, plants explosives throughout the facility, and escapes seconds before the entire building erupts into flames. The factory is destroyed, dealing the Haitians a devastating blow. Tommy shifts the balance of power with one attack, but every explosion creates another enemy. Tommy also invests in Sunshine Autos, a struggling car dealership. At first glance, it looks like another ordinary business. In reality, it can become one of the most profitable operations in the city if enough rare vehicles are collected and delivered. Tommy begins rebuilding the dealership piece by piece. Every completed vehicle list attracts more customers and more money. The empire keeps growing in every direction, but the larger it becomes, the harder it is to defend. Tommy has spent weeks building an empire from nothing. Every business is making money. Every rival has been pushed aside. The Vercetti Estate has become the center of his growing criminal network. But the one problem Tommy never solved is the money he lost during the first drug deal. Sonny Forelli has waited long enough. Instead of sending more collectors, he decides to come to Vice City himself. Sonny arrives at the Vercetti Estate with a group of armed Forelli soldiers.
Tommy! What? No big hugs for your old buddy?
He expects Tommy to hand over the missing cash without a fight. Tommy has prepared something different. Instead of real money, he presents counterfeit bills produced by the printworks. Tommy has no intention of giving Sonny a single dollar. Sonny quickly realizes the cash is fake. Negotiation ends instantly. But Sonny isn't the only threat standing inside the mansion. Lance Vance suddenly walks into the room on Sonny's side. Tommy is stunned. Lance reveals he has been working with Sonny. He believes Tommy took Diaz's empire for himself instead of sharing it.
Sorry, Tommy, this is Vice City. This is business.
Jealousy has turned into betrayal. Sonny promises Lance power if Tommy is removed. The partner who helped Tommy conquer Vice City has now become his greatest weakness. Forelli gunmen flood the estate from every entrance. Tommy fights through hallways, staircases, and balconies as bullets tear apart the mansion. Every room he clears gives him another chance to reach Lance and Sonny. The estate that once symbolized Tommy's success is now a battlefield. If Tommy loses here, everything he built disappears with him. Tommy finally catches up with Lance on the upper floors of the mansion. After a fierce gunfight, Tommy kills Lance. His closest ally dies inside the mansion they fought together to claim. Tommy survives the betrayal, but Sonny is still waiting downstairs. Tommy tracks Sonny into the main hall for one final confrontation.
You took 15 years from me, Sonny, and now I'm gonna make you pay!
Sonny admits the truth. He never expected Tommy to become independent. Sending Tommy to Vice City was supposed to strengthen the Forelli family, not create a rival empire. Sonny believes Tommy still belongs to him. Tommy refuses. 15 years in prison bought Sonny's loyalty once. It won't buy it again. Only one man is leaving the mansion alive. The two crime bosses exchange gunfire across the ruined entrance hall. Sonny's remaining soldiers rush in to protect him, but Tommy cuts them down one after another. With nowhere left to run, Sonny faces Tommy alone. Tommy fires the final shots, killing the man who controlled his life for years. In one moment, the Forelli family's grip on Tommy ends forever. Tommy stands alone inside the estate he fought to build. The city no longer has anyone powerful enough to challenge him directly. The man who arrived in Vice City with nothing now controls its criminal underworld. Ken Rosenberg cautiously enters the mansion after the fighting ends. Expecting the worst, he instead finds Tommy still standing. The nightmare is over. The Forelli family has lost its leader, and no one remains to collect the missing money. Ken realizes Tommy has done what almost nobody thought possible. He didn't just survive Vice City, he conquered it. Tommy looks out over the city from the Vercetti Estate. Every business, every deal, every gunfight, and every betrayal led to this moment. He arrived as a soldier taking orders from someone else. He ends the story as the man giving the orders. Vice City has a new king, and everyone else will have to live by his rules. That concludes the recap of Grand Theft Auto Vice City, following Tommy Vercetti's rise from a recently released ex-convict to the undisputed crime boss of Vice City through the game's main story. That is the end of GTA Vice City. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed reliving the complete story, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know which game you'd like to see recapped next. Until next time, I'll see you in the next story.